These sessions are recorded on our YouTube channel. So if you was to come up to, let's go to, all right, I'm just going to click on that and see if it brings, if we pop up. All right, we do pop up. Boom. If you do have to step out early, we do have our sessions live on YouTube. So you can, if you do have to step out early, you can always come back and rewind. If you feel like you missed something, right, and you be like, there was some good information that you probably couldn't just jot down or remember all at once, you can refer back to our videos. And if you miss a session and you want to come back later, right, because you like the videos, please go ahead and come to our YouTube page and go ahead and continue to be a great support to our videos. Please like them and dislike them and add a comment, y'all. The more feedback we get, the better these sessions can, the better we can have these sessions performing. All right, especially for me. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think, and anything that I can do, let me know to make these sessions better for you all. Take this down, but I'm gonna go in and copy this link and post it inside the chat, so that way you all kind of refer back to it if you do have to step out early. And then, like I said, these sessions are for you all. So whatever this free hour-and-a-half time is for you all. All right. So, hey, if you're just here to grab some knowledge and grab some notes and, peep, then, hey, do your thing. But if you really want to take advantage, yo, peep my brain. All right. That's what these beginner sessions are about. Now, I do like to go over, the market, go over something that I've actually probably kind of learned throughout the week and talk about it to kind of let you have insight to a active traders and / investors mindset. And so you kind of feel, like you're not alone. All right. Because I do relate back to being a beginner in general. But at the end of the day, like I said, I will just be going over the market, going over some charts for this session, because we do have a big month coming up ahead of us. Something that I think is going to favor Ethereum and the altcoins, not so much Bitcoin, and not so much the rest of the market in general. I think this is where crypto shines, and only people who know about it know. All right. I'm not saying that we're coming out of a bear market or we're not entering a bear market. All right. We are scratching. All right. We are definitely scratching the bear market territory right now, but we're not there yet. In my opinion, we're not there yet. All right. And we will continue to track every single week, 2 times a week. We be live. So did I ever post that? Okay, I did. I posted that. And if you want to talk to us and stay in contact with us, please use our links around our YouTube page, around our meetup, our Eventbrite page, to go ahead and join our Discord. Excuse me. We do have our sessions. Like I said, we have multiple sessions every single week, stocks and crypto. So if you want to take advantage of these free sessions, please hop inside of our Discord. All right. Every time I have these sessions, I realize how much 100% I am not, because the talking is making my throat scratch. But guess what? Unlike last session, I have my agua. So we would do and make do and get this bad boy going. So first things first, let's talk about, dang, the market is coming down real quick. Let's talk about, let's see. Let's talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, and I'm going to tell you all what I see from Bitcoin. And after that, we can talk about US dollar tether dominance, Bitcoin dominance, and then Ethereum last. All right. So we kind of create a story about what to of what we can look forward to when it comes to the Fed meeting. All right. So let's start off with Bitcoin first. And let's see if, did I delete anything from Bitcoin? Let's take all these indicators off. All right, let's look at a blank candlestick, and let's see what we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks with Bitcoin, which is this. I know it's a lot of drawings. Sorry, this is from last session. Let me delete all of this out of here. I know it's a lot of drawings. and I got a lot of stuff. But what we were talking about for Bitcoin was this. We was talking about how we wanted Bitcoin to maintain a cup and handle pattern to the upside. All right. Did we hit that target? Not yet. All right. But that's what we was hoping for. But we was also understanding that Bitcoin could still be in this falling wedge pattern. All right. And not looking to break out of it. All right. Meaning that it was going to stay within these two diagonal yellow lines. All right. Ignore the horizontal lines for right now. All right. Those are just key levels. I actually can delete this one because I can always put it back. Boom, bada bing. All right. The rest is just now top resistance areas. All right. So with that being said, what Bitcoin is doing right now is something that I don't really understand. I don't like it. All right. But it's given us like a false hope leap, in my opinion. I don't think that this is breaking out of some bullish formation. This is a bullish formation, but I don't think that this bullish formation is completed. So no matter how high we pump for Bitcoin, even if we do somehow make it back up to with using a pattern. So let me go to the 4-hour time frame so I can draw this cup and handle pattern that we are hoping for Bitcoin to go hit first before we end up getting ultimately rejected. So let me take a trend line, go to the top, just squeeze this down because this is the actual handle to this cup right here. This is our cup, and this is a handle that I'm actually drawing for our cup and handle pattern. So it looks something like this. And this is the only pattern that I'm going to give Bitcoin since we hit this bottom right here. All right. I'm not attaching any other pattern to this for a bullish scenario. So measure move of a cup and handle pattern. You take a trend line from the top of the cup all the way to the bottom of your cup, and you're going to put it at the bottom of your handle. All right. And that's going to take us to 96K, which is why our last session, we said Bitcoin to 96K. All right. So with that being said, Bitcoin has maintained that momentum to get itself up to 96K. Now, after we hit 96K, I don't see no green lights from that area. All right. Unless we maintain a high above 80K, which I doubt we're going to do, then I would hold hope. All right. If we ever break 80K, we are falling down to the 70s, 74, 76, that type of area. All right. Just a scenario that we've been presented with, and we just have to follow it. So no matter what, okay, we have a slim chance, all right, of us being just bullishly bullish if we can get above 96K. Anything above 96K, now we can be hopeful. All right, we can say, whoo, awesome. You know, we can kind of relax a little bit, get into DCAing, get into investing. But if we hit 96.4, all right, 96.5, all right, for Bitcoin, and do not make it above it, please beware of the downfall to come if price wants to somehow come and test these little support areas that Bitcoin built along the way. All right. It's going to be a treacherous little fall, but it's going to fall. All right. Sadly, it is what it is for Bitcoin. All right. It has to commit to some type of pattern for my trading strategy. And my trading strategy has been very good at tracking price action. So yeah, because of that, I gotta stick to what I know and the patterns that I've seen over my years of looking at charts and understand what that means for that asset moving forward. Not saying that we won't be posting some buys, all right? That we won't be posting some buys after Bitcoin does a little retracement, does a little flag out, and then reaches right on back up to the top side to hit this final target. During that time, yes, we will go ahead and make some money, all right? but we might not be making no long-term money. All right, we may be just taking some nice little swing 1 hour trades, 4 hour time frame trades, stuff like that, right? But with that being said, going into the FOMO meeting, what does that mean? That means that if Bitcoin takes another 12 hours, all right, to finish flagging out, okay, no matter what the Fed say, guess what? If we flag out, we're going to flip green, period. If that's at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and any, well, whatever the case may be, all right. Now, scenario one is this: Feds talk bullishly, right? I don't know, hawkishly, barkishly. I don't know those terms too heavy. But if the Feds end up talking bullishly and Bitcoin goes to pump, please enjoy the hype. Like I said, if we do not get above 96.5, we are screwed. All right, period. All right. Now, if the Feds do, if that does happen, understand what you should do. Enjoy the gains. All right. And when you see the nice big green candle on whatever asset that you're in, all right, if it's not looking too good on the chart, right? If you find some bearish divergence or something that just don't look too good, all right, please and please, please, please raise your stop loss into profits. All right, period. Because if we do get the pump with the Fed support, it may not last long. Okay. All right. We're talking about a pump for probably 1 day. All right. For the rest of the day, Tuesday. All right. This is the 4-hour time frame. Okay. If we make 2 more candlesticks, all right, we got 3 hours left to go. That's going to take us to 10 o'clock Eastern time. All right. Another red 4-hour candlestick. All right. It's going to be another 4 hours. All right. So that's going to be till about 2 o'clock in the morning. All right. Getting ready for London session. All right. Now, London session may go and enjoy some buys from the market because that's when we need to go. So if it's take us 3 red 4 hours to get down here, it's probably going to take us about a cool 2 to 4 to get back up here. Or it could take us a lot, right? It could take us probably 12 to get all the way up here. All right. No matter how many it takes, once it gets done, and if we do not surpass 96.5, please at least raise your stop losses into profits. All right. That's just trader, not financial advice, but just trader advice. All right. Playing in murky waters like this. Well, not murky because they're very clear to me and to you all as well. Now that Bitcoin is going to have some fun, but it's going to be very short-lived, and you want to be able to manage the market that way. All right. So that's the first scenario. They support us, boom, bada bing, the market pops, everybody gets really happy and empty their bank accounts, and then after that, the market tanks. All right. So that's the pull rug, right? Now, the other thing is this: if they speak bearishly, all right, the only scenario I could see them doing so is if, and let's say they're right, they speak bearishly and they're right, is this: if Bitcoin retraces for the full next 4 hours, right, another little pull down to about right here, a nice decent sized 4-hour candlestick, and then London session, all right, buys up and just takes that leap all the way up there and use their whole session buying, all right, then about time they have the Fed meeting, we will be probably somewhere up here, or at least back up here. All right, looking to go and do one last little boo-boo leg up, and after that tank right on down. All right, because if the Fed say bear, and then people, and then the market jumps up one last little time, the people who don't really know how to read charts are going to sit here and think, see, told you XRP gonna go. They ain't got Fed, they ain't got nothing. They can't stop crypto. They can't stop crypto. And then next thing you know, guess what? We're gonna do that little pump up, boom, then we're gonna fall. And we're looking crazy. All right. So no matter what the Fed say / do, we have our actual real life scenario going on, which is Bitcoin has an upside target of 96K. And as long as we stay above currently, all right, our lowest, our last low was around 89K to about 87. If we stay above 87K, I see Bitcoin getting back up to 96. And that's just us using this last lower level right here of support All right, I don't want to see Bitcoin getting under here. All right, if we do get under there, it's gonna be a little bit tight. All right, it's gonna be a little tight. Now, it doesn't mean we can't do it. It just is gonna be tight. All right, and I can just, well, we'll see. No, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I got stuff to do tomorrow. I was gonna say we'll have a little session, but no. I have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see what the markets do. But yeah, as long as Bitcoin can maintain this last low that it created, all right, and we can go in and just kind of do a nice little flag out and then pump right back up, then we'll be good to go. All right. Now, there's only one bad thing about this that I don't like about Bitcoin, and that's this right here. So if I bring up my indicators, there's only one thing that I don't like, and I'm always going to look at my RSI because I got to be honest with you all. All right, is this. Let me stretch this out. And let me make sure that this is not no bearish divergence. Before I say anything, is this bearish divergence? Oh, no. It made a higher high. Okay, cool beans. It must have been bearish divergence on the hour time frame. All right, cool. It probably was bearish divergence on the hour time frame. It was. That's fine. So I'm not gonna say nothing. So we just gonna let it go. But for right now, what I'm looking for Bitcoin to do is just simply just kind of flag out. That's all. Just flag out to something like this. Same big boy falling wedge that we maintaining on the daily time frame. All right, the same one that we're going to draw on these smaller time frames to see what happens. When in doubt, flag it out. All right, when in doubt, flag it out. Do I got any questions about Bitcoin? And y'all telling me that I'm an excellent explainer. So, all right, so Bitcoin hour time frame, we're watching this little falling wedge flag. Like I said, we want to stay above this 87K area. All right, we can go as far and low as we want to, but we want to stay above 87K. Why? We do not want to make a lower low after just now finally making a higher high. All right, we do not want to make a lower low. All right, that would knock us out of our trend. All right, if our trend was low, higher low. All right, this is our high, higher high, higher high. All right, we want to maintain making a higher low for Bitcoin. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and move over to US dollar tether dominance chart. All right, which is the inverse chart to crypto. All right, so if we are currently red right now for Bitcoin, guess what the US dollar tether for the past couple of hours is? It should be green. All right, and as you see, it is green. All right, this is the literal inverse chart to crypto. All right, if you are stuck and are wondering where the market is going for crypto, you go to the US dollar tether dominance chart. All right, this stuff is very simple, right? It's just so easy. It's so easy. Like, people always ask me questions. How could you do this? How could you do that? How do you know where it's going? How do you know? It's like, it's right here. It's all in the charts. But who would tell you that? Who will tell you that it's all in the charts? Who? Why would they tell you the real answer? No, they're going to tell you, go buy this course, go buy that course. Instead of just telling you, man, you better get your butt on TradingView. It's free. It is free. So for US dollar tether dominance chart, all right, this is what we have playing. Now let's zoom out first. Let's go to our daily time frame. Matter of fact, let's go to our 3-day. All right. And what we finally completed for our US dollar tether dominance chart is what we like to say is the second or first, depending on how this wants to shapes up. We are now dealing with our first bottom touch, all right, compared to our first top touch of a falling wedge pattern. All right, this is one of the hardest things to conquer for any falling wedge pattern at any time frame. Why? Because you never know how high it wants to pump, so you can stop with your top trend line projection, all right, as your diagonal resistance for that pattern and for that asset. All right. Same thing we just did on Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. All right. When we had went there and we had said, hey, when in doubt, flag it out. Same concept. All right. Back here, you're looking for where price is going to hit. That is going to hit your top trend line first. All right. Because once you let's do a little replay real quick. Let me show you how complicated sometimes when it comes to doing the when in doubt, flag it out is when it comes to trading or just charting in general. When you have your trend lines, you're always going to just track price. All right. And when you're trapping price now, when you're happy and you making money, and you know, you can get distracted a little bit. All right. Because anytime price breaks above your trend line, you like, oh, then he's making the money, making the money. You know, you bias. All right. You bias to the T. As you should be. You just caught a nice wave of inflow. All right. So you should be, but you have to be unbiased and disciplined and neutral. All right, when it comes to looking at the charts and at all times. All right. So when price is forming, right, and it's doing your top trend line, all right, and you're trying to find that top part to your trend line. Once it gives you your bottom, finding that top, you just don't know where it's going to top off and go higher just to going to make that final low, that make that first actual drop. All right, it's always tricky, and that's why I say you do have to have patience when it comes to when you're actively charting. All right, when you get in the money and you're like, all right, now I got to actively chart this bad boy. Yeah, you kind of do, right? You kind of got it. Yeah, you kind of do. Now, even when you get right here, you're like, I mean, Sean, this don't look like. No, that look like a dinosaur mouth. You know, if I got these two wick lines, you know, touching right here, you're like, that's kind of wide. And I will tell you, yeah, you're right. You got two options. Either stretch this out right here and pull this in some, all right, to make it look like that. Or you have to keep your mind open and say, this is not my top touch, and this not even my bottom touch. It's not even my first low. All right, this I might have another low all the way down here that's going to be considered my first low, all right, of my falling wedge pattern. But once you get into actual, you know, actively charting, all right, especially when you're in the profits, it's the funnest when you're in profits, all right, and you're on a 15-minute time frame, but you're already up like 50-60%, and price is only dropping like max 12%, right? And you're on there just doing, you know, just practice charting, you know, just practice retracing and trying to figure out if you got more gains to come. All right, this is when it gets rewarded. All right, when you do all of this practice, but at all times, still always practice. Me, I always practice. I don't care if I'm losing, winning. I'm always gonna sit here and do this and practice. Even right now, me teaching y'all is me practicing. So, practice makes perfect. And when it comes to charting, once you understand how measured moves work and targets getting hit right on point, you will be more addicted to being a better charter because you like the better I am, the better my profits, no matter what. And it makes trading so transparent. It's very nice. It's very nice. And that's how you able to trade like a robot. Slick. So even when we get like this for Bitcoin, right? Even right now, when I see that I have to stretch this out even more to include price, because the only thing I'm doing is trapping price. Guess what now happens? I miss my top trend line touch. Now I have to adjust that and squeeze that in. All right, and get that to touch. And now see I'm missing some of the top right here, so I gotta move that up. All right, it's all adjusted. So when y'all see me post like final products, just know that I had to do all of this to get that final product. All right, to get an example of a bullish setup out to the group. All right, it takes dedication, baby. It definitely takes dedication, but it definitely pays off. So something like that, because my lines still look parallel to each other. That's kind of all you want. You either want parallel or a point. All right, parallel or a point or a pennant. All right, that's what you want. Parallel lines or a pennant. You don't want nothing like a dinosaur mouth opening up. All right, you don't want that. You don't want no what's them trombones or whatever instruments that open up at the end like a microphone. You don't want the microphone look. Even though people do trade that pattern, as a beginner, no. Stay away from that one. Stay away from that one. All right. So with Bitcoin, we're going to be kind of fixing this flag a couple of times. This might actually be our first bottom touch. We thought it was this one. We thought it was this one. This might actually be it. All right. Because guess what? We got one. So we got two more. We got one more drop one more pump, and then one more drop again for Bitcoin. All right, before we actually get to the upside off the 15-minute time frame. Let's see if we actually get all of that by the end of the session. But that's what, about two or three more 15-minute candlesticks. Let's see what happens. So back to the US dollar, to the dominance. All right, that same falling wedge that we're looking at there, we're looking at here on the bigger time frame. All right, this is why we saying alt season, because this pattern has to fill in. All right, because this big boy pattern has to fill in. Guess what? Alt season is going to occur, or has been occurring, on this downtrend. All right, on these downtrends. All right, so that's what usually happens. Now, let's looking at it right here. If we was to zoom out, you can see ultimately that we're in a bigger falling wedge for the US for the USDT chart, for the USDT chart, .D chart. All right, and it looks something like that. All right, what we're doing is we're just trying to find that top to our top trend line touch. Once we find it, baby, that's it. That's it. Is balls to the wall. All right, I'm trying to tell you, balls to the wall, baby. I'm trying to tell you. Now, that doesn't mean that this can't pump all the way up to the top side. It can't, but I highly doubt it, because based off of our fib level retracement tool, it has yet to hit our 618 fib level touch. So that lets me know that we still got hope, baby. We still, based off of our bullish trade and our success with this trading strategy, until we get a 618 fib level touch, I'm not believing none of the upside this thing is giving. All right, period. We already traded this cup and handle to this target right here. Now we're seeing if this target is going to maintain. I do expect this to flag out and then pump up, get a rejection somewhere on the top trend line. But once that happens, listen, down. It's coming down, baby. And when I'm telling you the market is finna explode, the market's finna explode. So you just gotta, once you understand the timing of things, all these little dates and these little big fat means don't really mean nothing. All right. Whatever y'all can do to speed this process up. All right. Because in the meantime, stack your bread. All right. When I say stack your bread, y'all stack your bread. Y'all, last week I had a $430 survey day. On one day, I made probably about like $700-800 last week in surveys, bro. I killed they behind. And I just made another 150 today. Man, killed them. I'm talking about I am on they behind. I want all that survey money, baby. All them surveys, baby. That, bro, that's free investing. That's free money going right into these little long-term trades. You gotta be on it. You gotta be on it. So yeah, bro. Yeah, man. When they gave me a $200 one, I got another 175, and they gave me a 150. Man, I'm out here eating. I'm eating. Well, everybody going back to school and all that. I'm out here racking up surveys. So for US dollar to the dominance chart, what we're looking at currently right now, all right, as we're maintaining this overall thought process that you're going to eventually fall, all right, this ain't gonna hold you, okay, as we already seen, and this ain't gonna hold you either. All right, you're gonna have to fall. Sometimes you just have to fall through all of this, and it's okay, because we gonna catch them profits. All right, as you fall, we're gonna catch them profits. Now, when you want to do these reversals, all right, back to the upside and do your bearish retest, do whatever you got to do. Because if you want to come back to this top trend line, I don't care what you do. I don't care what the Fed's at. I don't care if they pump this bad boy up for the next 2 weeks straight and we get back to this top trend line and then we dump. And because when that dump happens, y'all, I'm telling you, this bottom trend line ain't gonna hold water. I'm telling you, it ain't gonna hold water. I've been on the flip side of these too many times on a big pump like this and this right here, and we doing too many top touches and all of that right now on some weak support. Man, please, it ain't gonna hold. It ain't gonna hold. All right, just saying. I've been here. Just look at these moving averages. That's going to be a death cross when this red moving average, this 50 moving average, crosses below this 200. That's going to be a death cross. When that death cross happened, that means that's bearish. That's strong bearish sentiment. Let me show you what happened when the total market, all crypto. This is all of crypto in one chart. All right, when this got its death cross, look what happened. When we got our death cross right here, When that red crosses below that yellow, that is a bearish call. That is a bearish call. Listen, you never seen that happen since. You never seen that happen since. We've been in a downtrend ever since then. It's a very easy signal to just sit here and spot. And guess what happened? Once you get that death cross, you wait for the golden cross. Look what's happening. Price wants to go ahead and just wants to. He wants to get a golden cross. Total market, all of crypto. This is all of crypto. Bitcoin, Ethereum, every meme token you think of, all in one chart. That's why I track it. It's not easy. It's not hard to trade crypto. All right, and just to map, because you got so many. You got so many big boy indicators to help you. Got the total market cap. This is all crypto. You can call this when it's bullish. You calling Bitcoin and Ethereum. Oh, no problem, Fola. Thank you for joining. But yeah, man, what this is beautiful. All right. So with that being said, like I said, US dollar tether dominance, we're just waiting for this to go and make its move. That's all that is. We're just waiting for this to make its move. And then after that, we'll be good to go. All right. Once this makes its move, we'll be good to go. If it wants to pump up and get rejected right here, boom, going to give us our love. All right. If it wants to pump, I really want it to pump. I want it to shoot back up here. All right. That's what I want it to do. Because if we can do that, that will pull the market down to a sweet spot. And we're gonna be in some good deep, some we talking about some deep prices, y'all. Some never before seen prices. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want the blood still. I'm not afraid to admit it, because the more time you give me before the market flip green for real, is the more time. If every is a day added to my bank account, period. And that's how I'm treating it. How much can I make today? How much can I make the next? How much can I make the next day? How much can I put off towards crypto? Just simple as that. Simple as that. So, hey, plan don't stop. Grind don't stop. Charting keeps continuing. Price gonna feed us. Price gonna feed us. So US dollar tether dominance looks like it wants to pump up a little bit. All right. But that pump is not going to suffice. All right. It's just not. It's going to most likely have to roll over. These moving averages do not look pretty. 15-minute time frame. Oh, there goes a 15-minute carrying price. It's trying to lift price up, but I don't think that's going to hold. I think it's just kind of forming some type of inverted cup and handle to the upside, because that's what it looks like. This looks like a nasty cup and handle. That's a rounded top. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. See this rounded top, the nasty little sideways pump, then we just tumbled on over. Same thing for now. I don't think this is going to somehow reverse all the way up to the upside. That's kind of nasty, because I can't even draw nothing on there. I just can't. I can't draw nothing on there. Even if I was to squeeze this in and be a little bit, giving to the chart, right? And say this is one bottom touch, one top touch. We had our second bottom touch coming up for our second top touch, come down for our third bottom touch. That's cool, because that would give us a small boy. That would give us a very small boy measure move. That'd be an embarrassing measure move if it was to fill in like that. But other than that, that's all I could give it. Can't give it nothing else. So let it pump all the way up here. Spend your time. Do whatever you got to do. But at the end of the day, it's going to drop again. And that last drop should get Bitcoin to 96K. How it's going to happen, I don't know. But usually these measure moves, especially off the cup and handle pattern, usually get hit. Like I said, cup and handles are known to be spotted in a lot of when the market is volatile. And I'm just kind of grasping that when the market is volatile, you look for a cup and handle pattern, inverted cup and handle. They're paying. I'll show y'all some examples of cup and handle patterns. I didn't get to post them, but because I've really been on a hot streak. I'm not even gonna lie, I've been proud of myself. Been on a good hot streak with calling some plays. So I was able to catch 2 more, but we'll talk about that if we can get to it. So to talk about US dollar tether dominance, to cap it off, we see it pumping up, probably getting a top trend line touch, and then rejecting right back down. In this rejection, we should see Bitcoin get to about 96K, and we should see Ethereum finally hit its cup and handle pattern target. And we can look forward to Ethereum and see what's going to happen after that as well. Now, talk about Bitcoin down. There's the other inverse chart to the other inverted chart to crypto. I wanted to zoom out and tell you, I got a lot of ringing. What's the ringing about? What's the ringing about? YZY? Oh, YZY is pumping. Okay, cool beans. Thanks for letting me know. LSK is what, pumping? Okay, thanks for letting me know. Bond is dumping. Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate you. Most love, most love. So Bitcoin dominance. I wanted to zoom back out to our bigger thought process. We spotted this inverted head and shoulders. It popped up. I'm trying to hold off for this to be some type of lovely setup, but I'm sorry. I can't hold off. Man, I'm looking at all of this. I'm like, this thing look jacked up. Yo, just look at this. Let me take these drawings off. Look at these moving averages. They look so janky. They just look so janky. That's just so janky on a daily time frame. That's so unorganized. I don't see how you can rebound from that. Like if this ain't a fumble, this was the fumble right here. You popped above the daily to try to flip bullish, right? After flipping bearish, all right. After flipping bearish, you popped up on a daily trying to try to be bullish. Then you came down, you rolled to 21, right? That's your safe haven. That's your safe haven. You rode it so tight, you failed. You popped up for one last gasp of air, and then failed, popped up. I can't do it, and then fell even harder. Like each one of these fails became lower lows. And I'm just looking and I'm like, dang, Aussie's finna have a blast with you. Aussie's finna have a blast with you, my boy, because yo, Bitcoin dominance falling, US dollar dominance falling is sexy. See, so one thing about it is this: when Bitcoin dominance falls, it gives the strong altcoins just all the room they need, because they saying only thing I got to beat out is the US to the dominance chart, and it's not hard to beat out a weakening asset. All right, in general, period. Right, the dollar don't mean nothing. Now if it was a crypto versus gold, we may have some problems, but we're talking about the dollar. Come on now, we already know how weak the dollar is. Dollar ain't shit. All right, it is what it is. All right, it's man-made, and it's going to show that it can wither away like every other man-made thing that was ever made. All right, they don't last long. All right, so I don't know why they're trying to make it seem like the dollars will somehow last long. All right, but hey, it is what it is. They trying to go digital. They don't care about no dang dollar. But with that being said, you have when Bitcoin dominance falls, though, that's usually the catch, right? You can have the dollar do what it do, right? You have some things that's strong in the dollar, something that's just not, right? Just like if you traded foreign currencies, right? There's some things that at one point in time, the euro was stronger than the dollar. Then one point in time, the pound was stronger than the dollar. It is the yen was stronger than the dollar. At one time, at sometimes it is, right? So you have your current battle that everybody had, right? Just in general, right? But when it comes to Bitcoin dominance, ain't no such thing as battles. All right. You're not going to win with Bitcoin dominance is bullish, period. Bitcoin dominance is pretty undefeated. All right. So if you're wondering, also, if US dominance has been bullish, right? And the market's been falling, right? How come we keep having these random altcoins pumping? Look at the Bitcoin dominance. It's been taking harder drops than it's been taking pops. All right, we got one big boy pop and 2 days worth of big boy pops, but all the pops have been lackluster. All right, but all the drops have been kind of thick. All right, they just been kind of thicker. We have more sell days, all right, than we've had buying days, except for this little trend right here. But you see how small. A coin can pop and run in that small pump up, all right, and then just rip on these big, daily drops. Right? They just can't. So I think Bitcoin dominance getting ready to fall one more time, and then fall one more time if it wants to probably somewhere probably about down here, and then we can see what happens then. That'll probably form some type of decent handle. All right, that might conform some type of decent cup and handle pattern that I'm seeing for Bitcoin dominance. But other than that, I do got to put this on here just because I got to be respectful. All right, I'm just not gonna say it's gonna dump just and be sorry. Nah, I'm not gonna delude myself like that. But I am gonna put a structure on this bad boy, and I'm gonna put a bullish structure. Now, if I'm wrong on my bullish structure, who cares? All right, because if it continues to drop, then that means more green for altcoins. All right, but now if it starts to pump, then I already know where it's going. All right, cool beans, cool beans. So little small little sideways cup and handle. We're gonna be looking for that to form. I will put a I'm going to put a let's going to measure that cup and handle too. Let's going to highlight where our 886 fib level is, where our 618 fib level is. We haven't hit our 618 fib level yet, so it's going to put that alert right there on that 618 fib level, so we know when the Bitcoin dominance actually can be technically bullish. All right, so we can play it safe and be aware. Might be a time to actually watch some trades. All right, so that being said, Bitcoin dominance, we shall see. We shall see. It gotta. I don't see it breaking 3 daily moving averages. I just don't. I don't see that happening. All right, when it only got 2 to the bottom, yeah, I think it'll rather come break these 2 and then reset to try to go break something. But I don't see it finna get ready to do so. I feel like this is finna come down, and we're going to be enjoying our ultimate scenario for Bitcoin dominance, which is something that we talked about a long time ago, which was just simply, excuse me, a simple cup and handle pattern. Something that looks like this. I'm gonna have to draw it real. It's gonna be real ugly. But let me just take off everything. This is beginning. You gotta have an imagination. You just gotta have an imagination. This would be an upside down handle, and this would be an upside down teacup. All right, somewhere about right there. Boom, bada bing, bam, bam, bam. Nice little nasty looking cup and handle pattern. All right, now when we want this to actually fill in, all right, to this wick and then fall over, yes. Why? It's a more believable pattern. That's the only reason. You don't having these wicks means to me potential. All right, that it can get that. All right, so just be mindful of how, I don't know, this is gonna be a tricky market. This pattern, I've never seen this pattern just so ugly before. So I'm actually excited to see how it plays out to the upside and to the downside. But just overall, we got an inverted cup and handle, which is a bearish pattern overall. So we got a falling wedge for the US dollar tether dominance, which is a bearish trend, all right, but a bullish projection. All right, and we have an inverted cup and handle, which is a bearish pattern, all right, for a downtrend for Bitcoin dominance overall. All right, so to me, we're still bullish. All right, we're still bullish in the market. Now for Ethereum, what I say Ethereum is last is because Ethereum is sexy. It just is what it is. We're still, well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm still holding my position from our entry all the way down here. So like I said, position is still up about a decent, I don't even know what that is. What is that, about a good 90, 100% now? 107%? Come on, you can't, why sell? Why sell? Now, let's talk about why I like Ethereum. It's because of this. When I pull my 618, I mean, when I pull my fib from the very bottom to the very top, y'all, we hit the 618 fib level. Not only that, Ethereum ripped out of the golden pocket. It's hard to ignore this. All right. Not only did it hit our 618 fib level, it went right into the golden pocket and got bought the fuck up. If that ain't an institutional sign that should not be ignored, I don't know how else you can spot another sign that should not be ignored, that the institutions then definitely use the Fibonacci to place some buys on Ethereum. I'm just saying the 0.65, come on, that is too easy. There's no other price action in this area. These niggas said, yep, that's what I wanted. That's all I needed. So because of that, all right, y'all, I am grinning. Okay, I am grinning from ear to ear. And we slick kind of broke out of a pattern. I listen, I'm happy / ecstatic. All right, because this would technically be a bullish retest off of our original pattern. All right, This can also be slick, a cup and handle pattern. Like I said, when something is bullish, you can use any fib level after the 618 fib level to go ahead and project, a bullish projection off of it. All right. So because we got the 0.65 and not the not the 618, it's just like, how could you ignore that? You know what I mean? So for me, I'm like, is it time to buy right now? Nah, that's too sweet. But then again, you know what I mean? I got my little buys here and there, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It just, that would be just the flick off of the world. All right. To see, first of all, last time Ethereum pumped, the fear and greed index was around what, 6? This time when we hit the 618 fib level, I mean the 0.65, when we had that session, we was at like what, a 9, a 10? Come on now. Fear and greed index 0.65 fib level retracement. That is, I mean, if that's not a textbook investment, I don't know what is. I think the most OG investor can sit here and grasp that, because they all use the fib. That's their time frame. That's their time frame. But let me stop. That's their time frame. So yeah, I'm looking for Ethereum to be bullish. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. That I don't know what else to say. Now, only thing that's like not gonna work is if we don't got no bullish divergence. All right, so let's look for it. Let's look for it real quick. Let's look for it. So this low on we don't got no bullish divergence on the daily time frame. Boo hoo, sucks. All right. So I can see this falling a little bit lower. All right, just to get that daily bullish divergence. But see, the thing about an uptrend is this: you don't need bullish reversal divergence to keep the thing alive. All right. You can use hidden continued bullish divergence, and we got that on Ethereum. All right, we got a higher low. All right, continuing trend, baby. All right, with a lower low. Come on, that's called hidden continued. Come on, that's classless. All right, that's common. You like shit like that. Yes, respect my French. You like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's where the money go. Hey, we better get rich. Hey, it's go time, baby. It's go time. Tell me something. Show me the news. I will show you the chart. Bitcoin, I don't know about. All right, listen. Bitcoin had its run. We talking about it. It's Ethereum time. Okay. All right. We good. Okay then. So we not gonna stress that no more. I just gotta point it out. And we got reversal on the 4-hour. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect my man's, bro. You got to respect my man's on the T. Hey, let's. Oh, damn. Oh, wait, bro. Let this drop happen, bro. Let us pump, then let this drop happen. When this drop happen, bro, it is go time. Go time. So that being said, if we slightly bullish on Bitcoin, right? 96K. But we full-fledged bullish on Ethereum. What does that mean for you all? That means that the main sector that people aren't talking about, Ethereum, all right, is going to be sitting here, be pumping in the dark, while Bitcoin is sitting here being lackluster. All right, we need Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin so we can have alt season. All right, it's 12/9, 2025. We ain't gonna get our holiday push off these altcoins. I told y'all what's gonna happen on Thanksgiving. All right. Now I'm a spectator, but I'm participating in the field, baby, as we watching what's happening for 2025 Christmas. All right, going to 2026. All right. Let's fucking get it, bro. We ain't hustling all fucking week for no fucking reason. Excuse my French, but fuck it. It is what it is. If you love me, fuck with me. If you don't, hey, I hope you learn how to trade. Period. Period. Because that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, bro. If you can read these charts, bro, you're not never worried about nothing. And a dude like me, I'm not stressing. I just get to the charts. We chart our stuff out, use these moving averages, use these free indicators, and we get busy. All right. Let's see what we got going on. Let's look at these moving averages real quick. Oh, we got below the 21. So we're going to go in and match that top trend line right there. We got to get back above that 21 on the 15 to be back bullish for Ethereum. We're going to throw a little flag out there for ETH. Let that bad boy fill in. Look at the US dollar tether dominance chart. Yeah, it's still doing that rise and little wedge up to the top side. So yeah, let that kind of flag out for ETH. Let's talk about these two little cup and handle trades that I caught earlier. Smooth works. Stuff that looks just like this. Take off this VRVP. Boom, bada bing. Nice cup. Handle to the downside. We got some reversal bullish divergence. Boom, bada bing. 15-minute. Let me go to the 15 minutes so y'all can see this moving averages. How these moving averages work. Look at that 21. What I tell you, the 15-minute, when it cross it, that bad boy start carrying it. Off to the races, baby. Off to the races. So yeah, caught that one. Smooth little move, nice and sexy. I'm gonna get deeper into the charts. Like I said, I don't know. I'm real busy, but I really like 1,000 mall. I put it in the title, but I really like 1,000 mall. It came down to the 886 Fibla. If I was to go to my daily time frame, excuse me. When I went to my daily time frame, guess what? I see that we got reversal divergence on the daily right here. All right. I see we got a bullish crossover already on our MACD. We had fallen price. We had fallen volume. Good sign. Ooh, wee. All right. So not only that, also what I liked about this was that moving averages decent, right? Daily bullish lineup, smooth work, smooth work. So another thing was what did I want to point out? What did I want to point out? It was something about this one that I really, really like. Was it the 4-hour? Yeah, this one smoked. I'm talking about both of these was up 10% today. Smoked it behind. Dang, there was something else that I wanted to talk about and point out of why I liked it. Oh, that's what it was. Y'all, this is the time to look at when you're looking at your assets. All right. Remember, daily time frame. If you want to know if it's the bottom, you need an oversold RSI on the daily. All right. Something that looks like this is going to pump. All right. Period, point blank. It's a guarantee. Okay. It's a guarantee. All right. Just because of the technicalities. All right. You got reversal, bullish divergence, price making a lower low, indicator making a higher low. It is going to pump. Period. That's not even up for debate. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you. All right. I'm just translating what the indicators are telling me, telling you going to period. All right. So with that being said, this is what you want to look for. Look for that RSI to look like this. All right. That's a sexy RSI for something going to flip green. All right. So with that being said, look for that. I got my list right here. So you can take a screenshot, look up these assets. The ones under Brett Deep Bless 1,000 Mog. All right. And then Cookie. All right. Those are the ones that I've been looking at, the ones that I've been out here tracking. All right. Like I said, now I don't know why I got Cookie in here. It must be on a nice flag. But like I was saying, you want this daily. Now you don't want it to look like this. All right. You want this to dip into this oversold area, 31 and below. All right. So I need to actually take Bless out. I don't know why I got Bless in. I think I got Bless in based off of some reversal bullish divergence. Oh yeah, that's what it is. They had a swing low, the RSI had a swing high, so it's reversal bullish divergence. So I was trying to see if this is gonna be a little cup and handle that I want to trade for the future. But deep, let's see what it's looking like. See, I got oversold. Bam. That's what you want. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want to look just like this. Look those moving averages look good on that daily time frame. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for. Catch these little retracements. See, this one retracing popped up, and now it's retracing again. So just get into your charting bag. That's all you gotta do. Get into your charting bag. Money gonna be there. We didn't hit our 618 fib level yet, so I don't know what this thing doing. Hey, no matter what, we just gonna make it happen though. We're gonna keep charting. Because once these patterns fill in, hey man, it's gonna be, hey boss. Wow, I'm trying to tell you, man, ain't tripping. Theo, I'm so disliking this dang trade. Look, it did it again, popped up again. It keep trying. It gave the profits and it gave it right there. I don't know what this thing is doing. I don't know. It be patterns like this that got me thinking the market is gonna come down. I'll just be like, bro, what are you doing, bro? You just gotta go 10%. You're trying to hit a stop loss, bro. Like, stop playing. Like, why you being a butthole? I don't understand that. Like, I don't I don't understand. That's rude. This is being rude. That's being rude. I don't understand that. But I like LSK. I'm watching this one too. Wishing the moving averages look a little bit better on the 4-hour time frame. Let me know that it may not be sustained for a pump. But it was looking good though. Definitely was looking good. But we shall see. Let's see what the market got going on the rest of the night. Boom at the very bottom. Forgot about that. Also got some red ones. Look at XRP real quick. XRP should be in this chart. There it goes. So it popped up on our trade, gave us some profits. You know, let's hope these 3% stop losses work in our favor. Good boy, Price is trying to play. Price trying to play, man. I don't like this price action. A little vicious. This is a little vicious. But everything popped up, gave us some profits, gave us some hope for those who see the pump coming. And they giving it right back. Good thing, hey, I raised all my stop losses 20% into profit. So hey, I know my other two, I closed one of them. One popped for like 107. I was able to catch a screenshot. So I pulled out half the trade, left the other half in, and raised my stop loss to 20%. And I don't see it in my trade, in my open trade list. So it most likely hit that stop. Everything hit that little 20% stop loss. Good thing though, right? It's nice to walk away with 40%, baseline profit through trades. You can't beat that on a day. That's some good returns. Especially if you bet in a decent size trusted bag. Yeah, I don't know what this thing doing. This thing sitting here trying to, I don't know what, but see when to make that lower low, guess what I do? Extend my stuff. And I say, all right, hey, Sean, still continue to track price. Simple as that. It's still coming down. It ain't ready yet. Pull that down some, take this top off. Extend it, boy. That's all you can do. You get extended like that too. That's all you can do. Go back to your bigger time frames and just see what type of pattern you got. You can look at the technicalities of it, the indicators, and see what's going on. You make a decision. Look like the market's trying to bleed. It's giving so much red. It's hard, but I feel like this thing gonna rip. I feel like this thing gonna rip. Ooh, I feel like this thing gonna rip. Be careful with this one. This thing already dropped. It dropped 75%. It already dropped 75%. So that let me know that it's behind in the market. If it's behind, then that means, it may be time for it to make a little loop back to the top and give us some stupid little 75%, 200% pop. You know what I'm saying? Look back at the daily time frame. I'm just looking at some gains. Look at that. Give me. I want to go trade the bearish retest. You feel me? That's what I want. I want the bearish retest. So let me get an entry on these red candlesticks, right? You see that 51%? I want a bearish retest. It fell out of this. I want that bearish retest. The market flip. This 100%, 10x, 1000%. Easy, smooth boy trade. I just want the bottom. So that's when you tracking some hard. So heavy. So heavy. I'm talking when I'm saying heavy, y'all. I'm saying heavy because I know how this stuff plays out. This thing can be a whole inverted head and shoulders pattern, and it's forming a head right now, but you would never know. You would never know. But I've seen it happen before. So that's what's making me very anxious to figure out what type of pattern they got going on as it's continuing this little fall downtrend. But once it breaks uptrend, that's a wrap. Once it breaks uptrend, I'm trying to see what's going to happen right here. Let me lower my notifications. I'm trying to see what's going to happen. If this thing seems like it want to hold and start doing some consolidation, then one little wick down and make a little diamond pattern. Oh yeah, it's game over. It's game over. I'm taking that. I'm taking that to the house. I want that 100%. Hey, I'm going to make a little. I'm making a little account for you only. Put one trade on there. But other than that, man, yeah, let's go and look at the overall. See what we're looking like. We got a little bit of poppers, a little bit of green boys in the market. Mm, I don't know why they not giving me like I want it to be, yeah, like that. There we go. So we got MTL. Oh shoot. Go to the daily. Ooh, shoot. Oh snap. Look at that. To my three white men, three white soldiers. Look at that. Nice little buy. See what these conditions looking like. Oh, it don't got. Oh, hold up. Is that a double bottom? No, that's not. That's not. That's not. It's close though. That's close. I don't know what it's pumping off of, but it's pumping. It got to be pumping off of something small. Like it's just another simple cup with a handle to the upside. I'm telling you, but cup and handle's gonna go crazy. Hey, it's time for me to go and add to my watch list real quick. See that daily to that, see that oversold on the daily? Yeah, I'll find a a measured move. Like let's say this was a half of a cup. This is the bottom of the cup right here, right? Damn. Pump, 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 pump. And then came to the bottom of the handle. So this would be the cup handle. This the measure move right there. It's very close. That's very close. That's very close to getting hit. Hold up, I gotta make sure this is on point. So now I'm giving myself an entry based off of a bearish measure move because, like we said, cup and handle patterns are not loyal. So if you can buy the end of a cup and handle measure move or sell the end of a cup and handle measure move, you basically kind of playing with house money. And this came pretty close to it. It ain't hit it yet. We ain't got no daily divergence. Let's say we got some 4 hour real quick. Let's see what the 4 hour look like. 4 hour got some bullish divergence. 4 hour got some bullish divergence. Let's see what the hour look like. Hour don't got no reversal inside this downtrend right here. So it ain't really ready. So with that being said, I'm gonna send an alert right here and see if it get hit. If it do get hit, hey, I know where I'm going. So we got light still on the daily time frame. So let me put this in my red folder. We go to light is pumping right now for whatever reason. I don't like the daily, so it's cool. It'd be a cool pattern trade, trading within the falling wedge. As far as the draw it out, look something like that. Bottom trend line. I like that. It's cool, but not something that I want. Not just yet. Axle. Oh, I see that daily, but ain't no reversal. Oh, snap. That's hidden, actually. That's hidden continue. But oh, shit. There's got no daily reversions. I don't like that. I want something with some daily divergence, right? No, yeah, give me the daily divergence, too. I don't got no daily divergence. It may pump, it may do its thing, but it don't got no daily divergence. See, now this is one that I like. I like this because that's a bold. You already know it, it ain't ready. It made a lower low, but that next low it may be it. So we shall see. So that's cool. We're gonna set that one to the side. Let's go to the next one. We got oversold right here. We don't got no divergence, but see now, this one got some bullish reversal divergence. See how we make them lower lows? We made a higher low. I would trade that. I would trade that for what it looks like, which is to be a simple falling wedge. Oops. I'm going to look like that. Be like, oh, what is making all of this noise? DMC, bro, shut up. Making all that noise for. I don't want anyone to hear that. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, that'd be a falling wedge. Sorry, I was on the other screen. Take this. Bam, bam. Measure move of a falling wedge. Bam, bam. So just let me know where it's gonna come up to. That's okay with me. Tell my potential. If I could find me a decent entry. Tell my a 52% pop. I might need to look at this. Hold up, 4 hour time frame. So we got that bullish crossover. Ooh, that's strong. Go to the hour time frame. Matter of fact, let's go to the 15 minute. Let's see what the 15. Oh, yeah. 15 minute got to come down. They got to come down. We just now getting into some type of formation. We did reset, popped out, but we're looking a little janky right here. And we ain't got no reversal from this low to this low. We hit a lower low, so that's gonna probably come down some more. So let's put Fart Coin. I like Fart Coin. Fart Coin looking pretty good. Let's put Fart Coin on a fit retracement since it's looking to come down as we look to try to take advantage of the rest of this measured move that it got going on. So let's go and put this bad boy on a fib. Bam, bam, bam. Let's go and put a falling wedge projection on it. So when I scan by it, I know what I'm looking at. Sometimes it's gonna look like this. So I'm looking for that to fill in. I might need a new mouse. I thought I needed new batteries. Look like I need a new mouse. Something that look like that. So we put that in the red column. STG. Ooh, I like STG. I was trading it. I don't know if I caught this big old. I think I did catch that big wave. Came back down. It never hit the. It never hit the 88. It never hit the 618 though. Or was it? It don't look like it was done pumping. It was not, and it still isn't. Shoot, it still isn't done pumping. This thing is going to continue. Go to the 15 minute. Yeah, we're just getting below. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun little trade if you can catch it. It's gonna look something like this. Boom, boom. So I'm putting that in my red list too, because I'm on a 15-minute time frame. No need to look at OG. Well, let's look at OG real quick. How does it look since our last trade? Still holding decent gains. All right, but just want to see how it is. What I got: one bottom, one top, second bottom. We're going for our second top. When that last drop, hopefully get us down to the 618. Be our third bottom touch, and we can be up out of there. Let's click on Dago. Go to the daily. We ain't there yet. We almost there. Not where we want to be. We didn't get to that 31 or below yet. But we almost there. Nice little fall. Still need to fall. We got zero. Okay, zero. Got oversold. Like we got some divergence going on right here. Let's zoom out, see what we got going on. Okay, just like a nice little rounded bottom. It's a nice little rounded bottom forming. We got some bullish divergence right here. So since we got bullish divergence right there, I'm going to top that two off. So bam, bam. He's going to tap that off too. Bam, bam. Just leave that like that. I feel like that'll work. Now we can zoom in. Oh yeah, that looks good. Look how tight those moving average are on the 4-hour time frame. Look at that. They're off from the cross. So that's going to continue. Just going to see the hour time frame look like. We need the 15-minute and we need our moving averages. See what's looking like. What's going on? We got some hit it continued so far. I believe so. This is what 34.73. This one is 34.29. Yeah, that's hit it continue. That's a low. That's saying that it's done. And it might even got reversal on a 15-minute. Lower low. That's a higher low. Yeah, that's reversal bullish divergence. Hold up, we might already got a flag with a breakout. Now we're doing a bullish retest. Damn, that there is calling me clean at 828. Hold up, let's see. About right there. Now the thing about these little, like I say, when you in the beginning stages of finding your falling wedge pattern, listen, you may be just finding the top. That's why I say you usually always guarantee the top part. I mean, the opening of your falling wedge. It usually always guaranteed that. So I can see this getting to about up here and then getting rejected, making a lower low in this trend. So this would be a straight up scalp trade if this can hold. Where's the range for the price? About 4%. I'll take that. I'll take that. Let's see what happens. We're getting down, so that makes me want to kind of stretch this out, put it like that, and then keep this somewhere like this. Scoot that down some. Scoot this up. I kind of want the trend line to rest like that. Yeah. Let it rest like that. Let me take that off. Pipe dream. I like that though. Zero. Let me go to the hour. Let's pull the fib real quick. Let's see what we got going on from this bottom to this top. Okay, we do see that we got the 618 fib level right here. So let's just put an alert right here. I want to see if I can catch that. Then that don't look bad. It got reversal bullish divergence, so that's good. It makes sense why it's holding up so heavy right here, because it has reversal bullish divergence. Let's just see what type of pattern we got going on. I don't see any type of divergence right here in these little three lows, 1, 2, 3 lows. I don't see no bullish divergence anywhere in that lineup. So what that makes me sit here and tell myself is that this can somehow be some type of symmetrical triangle, something that looks like that, or a bullish pennant. Then it looks like this, right? And we're going to just be playing around in that area until we break up or break down. So I'm gonna leave that like that. Come back. If I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't. Daily time frame, we didn't get to that oversold area, so I don't like it. It's gonna fall again. It may not, but not for me, not my cup of tea. I like that better. We got a pump up and a pump down. So that's letting me know that I can pull a full fib level from the bottom to the top. Ooh, let's look at that. Bam, that's sexy. Nice retracement to the right area. I was cap this off with a pattern, fall and wedge it out. Let me actually stretch this in so y'all can see how I drew that falling wedge. Something like that. Boom, 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 boom. Stretch this out like this. Bam. That's what I got. That's all I can give. Call it a breakout. Wait. There's no bearish, no bullish divergence right here on the daily. Oh, I said from back here to back here. Okay. Mm. Yeah, that's what I have to draw. But I don't know if it's gonna hold. It looks ugly. We did get to the 618.65, so we shall see. Let's go to Joe. I like that. That should have continued. This is also it continue with this low, price making a higher low, right? But indicator making a lower low. So that's it continue. And then right here, that's also reversal bullish. We have a lower low where price made a higher low. So that's reversal bullish divergence. I just don't like that we got this, it's the top. All right. That's gonna be hidden bearish divergence. All right. So that's the only thing that I don't like that you would have to be looking for when you're looking at these charts. So let me just go through. Kind of found quick. Yeah, everything is dropping right now. Oh, this looks almost good. You gotta find one with no bearish divergence. That's the key. Because when you're in a bearish trend, this one has no bearish divergence. This one has no bearish divergence. I actually like this. Let's see. Nah, you gotta really find one. All right, this one might look prompt. Nah, that's bearish divergence too. This one doesn't. That one looks solid. All right. Y'all need to watch me sit here and go through all of these charts looking for a bullish setup, looking for the needle in the haystack. Yeah, y'all need to watch me do all of that. I'll be sitting here going through this like and forget I'm on a live. Y'all gonna hear me say something I probably shouldn't be saying. Let's see. Oh, I kind of like this one. That's respect. Oh snap. I like this one. ONG. Yeah, they don't have no divergence on it. Let's see. This one is what 47.88, and this one is 47.90. Damn, that was bearish divergence. But this part to oh no, from this one to this one was bearish. Dang. All right, cool. We got a little. Now we got a little drop coming. They got a little drop coming. It's all right. It's all right. Ooh, USTC. Shoot, I can't even touch you. Colonel. Looks a little. Looks a little good. Looks a little good. That was like a inverted head and shoulders. Yeah, it's just stuff like this. It's just this right here is just getting me. I'm just itching for some of this, right? I'm be like, what's up? Ain't no cup and handle, but that's something. You gotta watch out for stuff like that. Colonel gotta go into my purple list. I'm gonna have to keep looking at that one. All righty, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go and get up out of here. Let me I don't see that. All right, yeah. Let me get up out of here, man. I'm hungry. I don't know what I'm finna eat. Okay, this one got some decent. Okay, I actually kind of like this one. You made the bearish divergence, but we already had made two lower lows in the process. But on this last lower low, we got a bullish crossover. We got reversal bullish divergence. So yeah, so we got some deep reversal bullish divergence. So that's making me going to be trading this one organically by itself, and actually rather just trade this falling wedge. And see what happens. On my fib real quick. I don't gotta go far. My alert down here. I'll take that. I only want the best of the best. Yeah, I like that. I'll take that. I don't know how much it's gonna squeeze, but shoot, I'm gonna get a squeeze and put that in my purple too. All right, I'll let y'all have a good night. Looking back at the market real quick. Let's see what we got. US dollar the dominance is still pumping up. All right, Ethereum currently still chopping down, filling in this falling wedge. Bitcoin still filling in this falling wedge. All right, Bitcoin dominance is currently pumping up. All righty. Bitcoin dominance, we might be able to get a target out of here. All right, let's go and pull this up. Bam to bam. Get us to about right here. That's probably the next good time to go ahead and buy in the market. Leave that like that. All right, we're gonna let that happen. Let's see what happens. Hopefully not nothing too crazy. If I do a live for the session, if I got some time, which I highly doubt I will, y'all will see it. But if not, y'all have a great night. Y'all, yeah, watch charts. They'll tell you everything you need to know. It's a lot of fluctuations going on, a lot of fluctuations going on. But I will let you all have a good night. Y'all, don't stay up too late. Market's going to recover soon. It's going to be stable soon. Just got to be patient. Stack your bread in the meantime, I will see you all on Thursday.